Thank you so much, Phyllis, for that beautiful Easter medley. Now are we just doing one verse today? All right, Phyllis and I, we got a lot of stuff happening today. So we're going to stand up. I invite you as you feel able. We're going to sing our morning chant this morning. Just one verse. This big light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. All right, Phyllis. Quick and dirty.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of Bloomington. Whether you're here in the chapel or if you're watching online, please know that we are grateful that you have chosen to share this sacred experience with us. My name is Susan, and as always, I am honored to be your Sunday service leader this morning. It's a special joy to welcome you here on Easter Sunday, this glorious season of spring, when we get to witness Spirit expressing through nature so beautifully. In the blooming flowers, the budding trees, the singing birds, beauty happens. Despite fluctuations in conditions, despite the cloudy and stormy periods, beauty still happens. Spring is a reminder. Love still happens. Believe it, and you will see it. If this is your first time to Unity of Bloomington, we would love for you to fill out the visitor form. It's blue in the pocket in front of you. We value getting your first impressions. There's also prayer request forms in the pocket in front of you, and both of those can be dropped off in the blue love offering bags, which we'll have circulating later in the service. To keep up on what's happening at Unity of Bloomington, as Reverend Minnassa said, there's a lot going on. There's a number of ways that you can get that information. If you like hard copies, we have a monthly calendar, and they're on the table back there. There's also some announcements on the bulletin. Feel free to take that home. If you prefer online, check our Facebook page, our Instagram account, our website, and my favorite, the weekly e-newsletter. It's a wealth of information. We have a couple of quick reminders, and Reverend Minnassa will be the first one.
So this season of fundraising is such an amazing time because this is Center for Spiritual Growth, so we are about raising our consciousness. So what we do here is do more than just come on Sunday. And when we build community, we are sowing into this great energetic field. So when we say, come on out, come to Family Game Day, or Restore and Replenish, and make a donation, we're inviting you to be a part of the growing energetic field of this mighty place. And a lot of people get nervous about giving because you don't know that, or many people aren't aware that it is a cycle, it's reciprocal. That as you give, you are receiving. And what a better way to give than to build community together. What a better way to build community together than to have a bunch of experts showing you their gifts and talents. And so Family Game Day with Emily, who's going to adopt me so that she can just take care of me as well as she does the kids. I'm having a brain fart now. Morgan and Ellen, why don't y'all stand up? This is what our community is about. New people coming in and sharing their gifts. So both of these things are happening next Saturday, correct? Next Saturday, 1 p.m. So you feeling stressed out, you feeling nervous, you're feeling anxious, you don't know what's going on. Okay, Ellen and Morgan are ready to come and give you some good healing energy. So come on out. and you want your kids to have some fun while they're out of the house, come on over to Emily and John's house. Now, do you have a slide? Are we ready for the next slide? Look at this, bracelets. I made my bracelet. Michelle, come in here. Come in. This is what I talk about with experts. Look at Michelle. She got her visor on. She had all these tools. Come up, come up, come up. And again, this is someone who, for her business, makes this jewelry.
Oh, I've got a political statement.
There you go. And here she invested her time to take a bunch of rank amateurs,
And make Jim
except for Raven, and teach us how. So I'm wearing my bracelet,
Yay.
and you see Raven and Sarah, Michelle, and Veronica. Hey.
Right.
And again, what a wonderful way. And then this is the other thing. Veronica doesn't come to the center.
Right.
So she got to sit around all of us, and I was going to be cool and not say anything. And then as she was leaving, Michelle said, "Do you have a church home?" I was like, "Yeah, girl." That's what this is all about.
I highly recommend just doing an activity because it brings joy. And when we are in joy, we send it out to the community and the universe. So that's what we're all about.
Amen, honey. Thank you. And so please sign up. Look at something. Look at something. Now, I understand that we are all developing our consciousness, and right now you may feel that your budget doesn't allow you to be a part. Pay what you can. And if you can't pay something, come on anyway. Right? We're not about, well, if you don't bring your money, don't you show up. Pay what you can. And if you cannot pay anything at this time, come on anyway. The community is healing. The event together is healing. And so look at Seb is ahead of everything. Hurry. Slots are limited. There you go. All right, Susan, come on and take this show away from me.
So this coming week, Reverend Minnassa will be on a well-deserved vacation for a week. So next Sunday, our guest speaker will be Luke Salmon, Vice President of the board. And if you have any questions or concerns that you might ordinarily direct toward Minnassa, Dan Pekarsky's your guy. I also want to give a shout out to all of the new officers of the board who met this last week and elected the officers. Dan Pekarsky has graciously accepted another term as our board president. Luke Salmon as our vice president. Lee Ann Kelly as secretary. And Carol Peacock as our wonderful treasurer. And now Joanne Jenk is going to talk to you about another great opportunity.
Good morning. You are invited to join us for an adventure in prayer and meditation, an intentional healing circle. We are beginning tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and it will be the first and third Monday of each month. We will be focusing on healing ourselves, our family, community, our nation, the world, in collective consciousness. And each person that comes increases our spiritual vibrations together. We would like to have a core group that can commit to coming for several months if possible. But anyone is welcome at any time that you can join us. If you have any questions, you can ask Jonna or myself. And we'll be starting, that's tomorrow, April 6th, from 7 to 8. And we invite you to join us on this shared adventure of transformation.
Speaking of transformation, our theme for April is Sacred Transformation. You might also notice that we have pyramids for April, and it symbolizes the power of love. We love that bubblegum pink color. What do you think? So we have an affirmation to correspond with our theme, and I invite you to say it with me. I release the old and rise into new possibilities. I am renewed, restored, and transformed. The Christ within me rises in wisdom, love, and power. And now, if it feels comfortable, please stand, and we're going to sing together, My Soul is Welcome Here.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
That is so very true. Who you are, the very essence of who you are, and how that presents is welcome here. Well, prayer is the mainstream of unity. Both Myrtle and Charles Fillmore's life changed by using affirmative prayer. And that was the foundation of this great, for lack of a better word, denomination. And so we have today to present our prayer chaplain team, a week in training of transformation, of love, of learning, and now we have this new resource to be able to offer to this community. Someone to stand by you, hear you, support you, and call upon the presence of the divine that you may have forgotten, that your circumstance may make you feel you're alone, or you don't have enough this, or you have too much of that. Your doctor may have told you something you didn't want to hear. These prayer chaplains are here to stand with you, call on the presence of the divine, and remind you and me that everything we need is already within. And so we're going to invite, I think we'll have them on the, oh, now hold on, because Jonna's usually taking the pictures, but she's one of the prayer chaplains. Thank you, Roy. So I'll invite them, All right, so let's have the prayer chaplains come on up. don't you get on the stairs? Here, like, yeah, just in a rows, because there's 8 of you, so, or however you want to work it out. I know, what is going on here? Very good. So Phyllis, come over here, because now you're like in the...
Shorty's always on the end.
Shorties, don't feel bad, don't feel bad. So first of all, I want to ask each one of us to extend our hands towards this group of our community who said yes to service, who said yes to calling upon and representing the very divine spirit that is within all of us. And so with hands extended, we bless you, we see you, and we release the divine within you in new ways, in powerful ways, in healing ways. And we are grateful for your service. So what we have today is their certificate, because you know I like killing trees, and so I have paper. And then this beautiful prayer stole. So first of all, Seb, I'm going to want a clip of this to go to Leilani. Reverend Leilani Burt put this training together over 20 years ago at University of Phoenix. How about Unity of Phoenix? And it's that program that she has perfected that is making the difference and made a difference in all our lives and how we move forward. And so, Reverend Leilani, look at what you've done. This is the seed of your hard work, and we thank you. All right, here we go. So our first person is Jonna Capio.
Thank you.
All right. And then you can go back. Oh no, I was going to say go back to your seat, but we're going to take a picture with everyone with their stoles on. Next, we're doing this in order. Casey Dugan. Kathy Kinsman. Christy, there you are. Christy Lindberg. Here you go, young lady. Mary Madore. I see, they're not even trying to get my paper. All right, I'll have you put, all right. Joanne Shank. Phyllis Whitcliffe. And then Joni Spain, who always has a special place in my heart, but as the president, when I came here, this was her desire to be able to serve this congregation in this way. And when she came off the board, she told us, this is the only one thing that she's requesting, that we bring this ministry to place. And so this congregation invested in my training. It wasn't cheap. Gail was sick home. I did the training. We delayed, allegedly, but at the right time, at the right place. You are just what this congregation needs. And so let us receive our prayer chaplains. Wait a minute. So Sunday after service, you can meet the prayer chaplain in the library, which we're going to turn into the prayer chaplain room. And let me just say that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What you tell our prayer chaplains stays confidential, with the caveat that if you say you're going to harm yourself or someone else, I'm a mandatory reporter and we have to report. But anything else, like I want to buy Reverend Minnassa a brand new Mercedes, they will not tell me that. They will not ruin the surprise. But whatever you share, a diagnosis, a prognosis, challenges in your family, that is held in the strictest confidence.
And as our first act, official act as prayer chaplains, we want to make sure that you know, Reverend Minnassa, how grateful we are for your leadership, for your training in this. We came together with all kinds of different skills, and you have brought us together to serve this community, and we are so grateful for it. We know it took a lot from you. We love you. And we'd like for the congregation to join us in the Unity blessing. We love you. We bless you. We truly, truly appreciate you. And we hold
You guys are gonna make me cry, and I don't know how to cry with my contacts in, so. It's like, thank you. What a beautiful moment. And this is all a sign of the growth of this community. That as we grow, more doors open. All right. What's next? Okay. Let us, so we had these bags for the kids, but they all got their own bags. They're not even messing around with us. So Tegan, whoever doesn't have their own bucket, if you can put their name on it, so when we do what we're doing afterwards, so we will joyfully release the children. Now, Michael, I saw Augustine, so I take it that Michael May is here also. So Elsa, your class is downstairs. The rest of you will go with Tegan. Oh, and Mabry's here, so Mabry will also go with Elsa. They get to have donuts. And look at this group of kids going out. That doesn't even count the babies that are on the way. So what a blessing. All right, are they gone? All right, so after this, we're going to hold the kids downstairs until after we sing the peace song. We're going to ask all of you to control yourself from the snacks and wait in the lobby. Someone will help Patty and me. We will hide them. We will then send someone downstairs to get the kids, then let them come in and have at it. Is that right, Patty? Anything else? Miss Patty, we good? Yes. All right. All right, what's going on now? Namaste. All right. So our namaste moment. I did something with John Spain that I figured he'd know. The church that I grew up in, on Easter Sunday, the pastor would say, Christ is risen. And we would say, he is risen indeed. And so today, as we celebrate the opportunity for the Christ within us, that holiness within us, to rise, I invite you to join me in that holy greeting. So you can stand. And are you ready? So you know your part, right? He is risen indeed. Christ is risen.
He is risen indeed.
As we return to our seats from all this, seeing the Christ within and honoring the risen Christ within, let us take a moment on this Easter Sunday to continue in the sacred presence of the divine. I invite you to join me in a centering breath, breathing in and out. There is one presence, one power, one life, expressing itself as all that is, and all that is us. This presence is love. That power is life. That life is rising now within and around all of us. In this sacred moment, we center ourselves in the truth that our soul is welcome here. We feel it. We know it. We rest in it. On this Easter morning, let us hold space for resurrection, not only as a story, but as a living experience within us. We hold those in love this morning, those who are healing, those who are releasing, those who are grieving, knowing that even in the tender places, new life is quietly emerging. We affirm for this sacred, love-filled, powerful community a spirit of unity, a spirit of compassion, and continued expansion of our divine connection. As we grow and evolve together, we know and trust that we are held, guided, and sustained by the presence within us. We extend this prayer beyond these walls, affirming peace, wisdom, and right action for all leaders, all communities, and all people. We know that where there is fear, love is rising. That where there is division, understanding is unfolding. Where there is uncertainty, divine order is already established. And so we stand in this awareness that life is rising, love is leading, and all is unfolding in divine right order. We give thanks for this day, for this sacred community, and for the Christ presence awakening within each one of us. And so it is.
Special thank you to Phyllis Wycliffe for that song. She wrote the words and the music. Thank you, Phyllis. So today's inspirational reading is from the Unity publication, The Daily Word. I rise to accept new life and renewal. Jesus rose above all limitations, transcending darkness to light and death to new life. His overcoming death is the ultimate inspiration and example for humankind, a precious gift of hope and renewal. This Easter, I gratefully accept my renewal as I awaken to the call of the divine. I turn to the Christ presence within me and discover new life and energy, lifting me into higher awareness and understanding of spiritual truth. In so doing, I leave behind that which held me in bondage. I rise above limiting beliefs, habits, and actions. With unwavering faith, I rise to accept inspiring new possibilities and the fullness of God's glorious life, love, and grace. And now our Unity Choir will provide us with musical inspiration.
Love is alive.
So marvelous. I mean, Phyllis and I had to actually have a conversation about we're running out of seats in the choir stand. I thought, yes.
We're working that out. We still need more people.
That's right. We're going to work it out. But what a beautiful, beautiful challenge to have. The bar was closing for the night, and the patrons were slowly leaving. Just up the street, a state trooper watching them as they left the bar. Out the door stumbled one man. He approached some car. He tried the key, tripped over, eventually making his way to his own car. He opened the door and climbed in the back seat. After a while, he opened the door and stumbled into the driver's seat. He turned the lights on. He turned the lights off. He turned the lights on again. He played with the keys, finally starting the car. The trooper watched him closely. The parking lot was nearly empty by the time he finally got his car rolling down the street. He started weaving and slowly driving towards town. The trooper pulled him over and immediately started his sobriety test. He passed with flying colors. The breathalyzer recorded 0 alcohol. The trooper said, "What is going on here? You appeared so drunk when you left the bar." "Oh," said the man, "I'm tonight's designated decoy." Oh, so happy Easter. I want to say, Ginger, it's so good to have you here, and thank you. If you don't remember, her appendix decided it wanted to leave. And so, yeah, the doctors helped her deal with that. But it's good to have you here. The power of prayer. So on this Easter morning, let's have a real conversation. There's something about us as human beings. We have a tendency to go back. Go back to the conversation that didn't go well. Go back to habits that didn't serve us. Go back to ways of thinking, ways of being, even relationships that we already know don't give us life. And somehow we convince ourselves, maybe this time it'll be different. Maybe this time I'll get what I didn't get before. Maybe this time it won't hurt the same way. And maybe this time something new will happen. On this Easter morning, as we are ready to celebrate, we have a question though. Our focus text is Luke 24:5. Why do you look for the living among the dead? Now, when it comes to this gospel, to this narrative of the resurrection, each gospel has a different story or a different slant. Matthew says he's not here, for he has been raised. Mark tells that there was an angel inside, and he says he is risen. John shows us the empty tomb, and encounters with the risen Christ come later. But Luke asks a question. Why do you look for the living among the dead? And so today I want to explore that question on this Easter morning and take a look at 3 powerful interactions that people had with Master Teacher Jesus. And in each of these moments, the person is in what we would call a dead place. Not physically dead, but stuck, limited, cut off, or defined by something that had no life left in it. And in each case, through an encounter with the Christ within, there is a shift in consciousness. And this shift allowed them to rise and live in a new way. So first, let's talk about labels that people give us. And let's begin with the woman with the issue of blood. If you don't know her story and sort of the circumstance around it, for 12 years, she carried a label: unclean, untouchable, excluded. Because of her bleeding issue, she was considered unclean by her religion. She couldn't go to bar mitzvah or bat mitzvahs, right, which are like confirmation. She wasn't allowed at weddings, funerals, no family events. Because of this bleeding issue, she would make everyone else unclean. Go into the grocery store, go over to Kroger's South, she'd have to walk in yelling, unclean, unclean. 12 years of that label. According to her society and religious, she was not just sick, she was cut off. In many ways, she was considered socially and spiritually dead. And personally, more than that, I'm sure she felt emotionally and psychologically dead. But word's getting around the town that there's this young preacher that has the healing power within him. And some way hope rises within her, and she makes a decision. She refuses to continue agreeing with those labels. She breaks the religious law of her day, which the whole story of Easter is he broke some religious laws, and you saw what happened to Master Teacher Jesus. They don't take kindly to that. But instead, she steps out. She takes a risk of being seen. She moves through the crowd, and she reaches to touch the hem of the garment that Master Teacher Jesus is wearing. And in that moment, everything changes. She is no longer allowing those labels to define her. You're not smart. You're lazy. You're the dumb one in our family. Or you're the rich one in our family. Or it's up to you to take care of everybody. You have no value. You're not beautiful if you don't look like all these girls on the magazines. Right? All the stereotypes about women, people of color, all those labels. She threw those off. She was not unclean in the sight of God. She had value. She deserved to be in community, and she threw off those labels and took a risk. And I love this interaction that when she touches the garment, there's a whole crowd around Master Teacher Jesus, and he says, someone touched me. And his disciples are like, you mean everyone? He says, I felt my power because she connected to the divine within. He says, who touched me? And now she's nervous because she knows she's not supposed to be out there. And trembling, she says, it was me. And he looks at her and he says, your faith has made you well. How did he know she had faith? Because of her action. Because she threw off the labels. She chose to rise up in a new understanding of herself, to be self-defining, to defy the rules and get the healing, to feel in community. And she is rewarded with the healing. Where are we still accepting labels that no longer have life in them? Where are we still calling ourselves those labels of what we used to be? Clumsy, klutz, I'm not good with money. Instead of defining ourselves by who we are becoming. As we celebrate, Christ is risen indeed. You cannot rise into new life while agreeing with old labels. The next interaction is to stop waiting on dead conditions. So now we move to the man at the pool of Bethesda. And so this story is that there was a miraculous pool there. It wasn't miraculous all the time, but something would happen and the water would churn, and the first person in got healed. And so there's a man there that's laying by the pool. He wants to get healed, but he can't walk. So that means folks who can run or move quickly or get up are beating him to the pool. So for years he believed that his healing depended on something outside of him. The water had to be stirred. The timing had to be right. Someone had to help him get there. His life was on hold, waiting for the right conditions. And then one day, Master Teacher Jesus asked him, do you want to be made well? I think it's very interesting because, yes, a lot of folks want to tell you all about their problems and their issues. And, sometimes Lily will be complaining to me about school, and I'll say, oh, yes, The Hard Life of Lily, starring Lily. But the question is, after you've told me this, you've shared this is where you are, do you want to be made well? Because the real issue wasn't the water. The real issue was whether he was ready to shift his consciousness. And when he shifted from choosing to be a victim and powerless to saying yes to being well, he was literally able to rise, because Jesus said, okay, then take up your mat and go. And the man stood up and walked away. He didn't need the right conditions. He didn't even need the miraculous water. He needed that encounter with the healing power of the Christ, that knowledge that I see you as healed and whole. Will you be that? This is very similar to one of my favorite other stories with a master teacher Jesus, with the man with the withered hand. Do you want to be whole? The man says yes. And Jesus says, well, stretch out your hand. Well, I want to be the person to say, like, now, you do know if he could stretch out his hand, he wouldn't need you right now. All right? But he does it. Again, will you heed the call? Get out of those dead conditions that say only under this circumstance can you be like this. But to heed the call of that divine, to rise up into wholeness, to rise up above your circumstances and say, yes, I want to be made well. We tell ourselves, when things change, I'll change. When they change, I'll be better. When the conditions get right, I'll move forward. We keep returning to conditions that never gave us life, expecting them to finally work. But we can decide today, I want to be made well right now. And if it means doing the very thing I haven't been able to do my whole life, I will rise up and walk in health and wholeness. The last one is stop agreeing with dead outcomes. So now we come to one of my favorite services, which we didn't do this year. I'm gonna be on it next year. It's the 7 last words. And to me, of all the Bible stories and in the Old Testament, they got some crazy stories in there. But this one is like, even putting this message together, I don't understand. We come to this conversation, this culmination of the work of Master Teacher Jesus. On the cross, 2 others being crucified with him. One joins in the mockery. So the story tells us that while Jesus is being hanged on the cross with his mama and his mama baby there, right, Mary Magdalene, people are like, oh yeah, you was a great healer. Then come on down if you all that. Oh, you could help people who were hungry, but seem like you got a problem right now today, bro. Right? And even the Roman soldiers are mocking him. Aren't you the Christ? Aren't you the king? And so this other criminal is like, yeah, dude. Basically, it's like, if you are who you say you are, do something right now so I can also not get the consequences of my choices. People are coming from their fear and limitation. But this other criminal, there is a shift. This man isn't just speaking to Jesus, he's revealing something within himself. So in the midst of this public execution, this man says, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. So now let's make sure it's not like the woman with the issue of blood where Jesus is moving and grooving with the crowd, right? Or even the dude at the pool of Bethesda. Or even when Lazarus is raised from the dead, or when he feeds the 5,000. Jesus is being executed along with this man. But somehow, facing death with no evidence of change, it's not like a spotlight coming on Master Teacher Jesus and angels flying all around and birds. No, you are being punished along with this man. And yet somehow he sees something. This is like the craziest story to me. He is able to see the Christ in this awful, awful moment. Not in power, not in glory, but in what looks like defeat. In that moment, he stops agreeing with what appears to be the final outcome. He's no longer defined by his past, no longer defined by his mistakes, or even his awful, awful present condition. Something in him rises, and he makes that insane statement. And then Master Teacher Jesus gets with the cray-cray talk as well. He says, today you will be with me in paradise. Not, well, look, dude, I've been doing this for 3 years. I don't know where you've been. Or, well, once this is over, or once things change, he says today. Today. Paradise is not a place we're going to go. It's a consciousness that we can enter. So even in the middle of what looks like death, this man experiences life. Even what looks like the end, he is able to awaken. Even at the edge of death, consciousness can rise. Where in our lives do we feel that a situation is dead, or we are dead and dying in that situation? I encourage you today to call upon the Christ within and say, remember me, remember me. And then be prepared to go into a consciousness of healing and health. When the angels see the ladies who are coming to prepare the body of Jesus, and they ask, why are you looking for the living among the dead? The question we can all in our time of self-reflection ask us, why do we keep going back to the things that drained us, rehearsing the stories of what has hurt us? Why are we identifying with what limited us? The tomb had a purpose. The tomb was a sacred space, and it was necessary. But the tomb was never meant to hold us. If you remember, we talked about Valerie Kaur, and this whole thing happened last year. The tomb is the womb. It's the place where old identities can fall away, false beliefs can be released, and new life is formed. But the truth is, we don't stay in the womb either. There's a time for us to come out, to rise. Easter is not just about what happened to Jesus in a nice story and a way to get candy and hard-boiled eggs. Easter is about what's happening in you and I. This holy day is an invitation to stop looking for the living among the dead, to release what no longer serves us, and to rise into new life. I want to bring up our community affirmation, which we already said together. But on this Easter Sunday, when we're going to have a great deal, and we're going to have the kids in here running cray-cray, I ask that as our flowers are arriving, driving down Sayre Boulevard, seeing all those plants blooming and flourishing, the question is, are we ready to rise? All right, Michelle's like, do you have a church home already? Rise up. Who are the people in your family and friends that could benefit from the healing power of this place? From 8 amazing prayer chaplains, from a choir that sings from their hearts and touches our hearts. This is an invitation to stop going where the dead are and come where the life is. And so join me again in reaffirming our community affirmation. I release the old and rise into new possibilities. I am renewed, restored, and transformed. The Christ within me rises in wisdom, love, and power. And so it is.
We are
those words so empowering and so true. We are holy, 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 and we are whole. And as we step into this time of meditation, as you are comfortable, I invite you to gently close your eyes or gaze down and join me in a cleansing breath, breathing in and out. Bringing your awareness to that quiet, sacred space within where spirit dwells. And then look to the left or the right of that place, that dark corner that we don't go in, that place of old thought, past hurts, past patterns. And this time, instead of backing away, boldly walk forward. And as you bring your light, you see that there's healing there, there's hope there, there's love there. For you and I are whole. Step into this place of light. Where are you ready, and maybe not feeling ready, to rise up? In the stillness, let love rise. Let your joy rise. Let your heart rise. Rise up. I invite you to take a breath in and out, and a few more breaths as you return to this sacred space, knowing that the Christ within all of us is rising. More love, more light, more joy, more community. It is all within us, for we are holy, holy, holy. We are whole.
And so it is. There's countless numbers of ways that we can support Unity of Bloomington with our time, our talent, and our treasures. In this part of the service, we're going to focus on treasures, you know, the stuff that keeps the lights on and pays our staff. So up on the screen is an example of some of the ways that you can give. Cash and checks, you can also always pop those in the envelope that's in the seat pocket in front of you. There's also a text to give number. You can use PayPal. And on our website, you can even use the Vanco platform to set up a recurring monthly donation. So lots of choices. Will the greeters please come forward? Seb is going to post there we go, our abundance affirmation. Let's say that together. I am abundant, I am prosperous, and I am one with the unlimited source that exceeds my every need, desire, and dream. I give to Unity of Bloomington joy. Our giving is prosperity in action. And greeters, if you'll come forward again, we can all bless our gifts and our love offerings with the words that are on the screen. Together, divine love and abundance flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Thanks to everyone who participated in putting this service together today. Whether you made the coffee that we can enjoy, maybe you prepared a snack to share, maybe you spent time with the children, maybe you picked up the flowers, whatever contribution you made, it takes a community. And thank you for everybody who played a part, including the people here and the people you don't see behind the scenes, like our very important board of directors. So now let's say together our prayer for protection, and then we'll finish the service with our closing song. So let's stand, if you would, please. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God washes over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Now remember, after the peace song, we're going to go out into the lobby while the eggs are hidden. Then we'll come back in and enjoy the children and the snacks. So right now, let's form a circle and sing.